All right, here's the Zuma 125, and we've got two headlights, 1 and 2. Yes. What we we want to do is have two low beam headlights and two high beam headlights. So what we're going to do is we're going to install a kit, and that kit will connect headlight 1 and headlight 2 together so that both of them operate in the same fashion. Let's get to that. But first of all, let me show you. We've got these aux beam LED headlights I'm going to install at the same time, and I'll show you what those look like. Alright, shaking these out of here, you can see these little gold LED headlights. They should have a little capacitor thing that goes with them. I'll plug those in, but let me show you how we got to take this whole thing apart, take the front end off, take the lights out, and connect the headlight kit to make those all work together. I'm going to do that right now. Alright guys, what do we got? We have the Zuma scooter here. I need to take this bar off, and there's just a couple of screws to do that. And then I'm going to need to take this whole piece off here. So one tool I didn't show you, I'll have to grab, but let me take a look for that right now over in my toolbox. I have, where is it? Oh, here it is. So that's this tool right here, and it's just basically it's a panel puller, and I believe that's how we get this off once we get these things off. So let's work on that first. Let's quickly go over the bolts you need to take off to remove this fascia so you can get to the headlights. So let's start with bolt number 1. That is a 5mm hex head. Bolt number 2, that is a 10mm socket. Bolt number 3, right underneath here. Bolt number 4, right underneath here. That's going to take off this piece right here, so that'll come off with those. Bolt number, let's say, was it 1, 2, 3, 4? Number 5 is actually that round piece up in there just above this. That is a 8mm hex head. Another one, 8mm hex head. So how many bolts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, then we're going to come around this side, and you're going to have Phillips, a number 2 Phillips. You can use number 1. There's one here, one there, one right down here, and one right down there. So there's 4 of those. Okay, once you don't have to take this off, and you don't need to take these 2 off. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, once you've taken those off, you can pry back here and here, and then you're gonna come along here, and this whole edge is gonna come out on both sides, and there's little clips, and you'll see those in the other part of the video. And this whole thing's going to pop off of there. There's one clip in here to hold that connects the headlights. All right, a little fast motion video here. And what we're going to do is unscrew that protector. That's that guard for the headlights. We'll take that piece off completely. Then I'll go around the back side, and with a Phillips screwdriver, I'll end up taking off the 4 pieces. So right now I'm taking the lower pieces off. There's 2 parts there you need to take off. One was with a hex 5, and the other one's hex 8. I'll show you a little bit more on that in the video later. And then these are the Phillips screws, and there's 2 on each side you need to take off. After that, I'm going to use the panel removal tool to kind of pry between the red and the black pieces until they pop loose. Alright guys, there's a couple I wanted to get you guys a little closer to the ground here so you can see. So this little bolt right here is up inside here, and that's, I had taken one of these out, which takes this crossbar off right here. That's the protector or the shroud that goes around the light. And then there's these big ones that come off right here. As soon as I pull those 2 off, this piece, let's see if I can point you guys up a little bit here. You can see the headlight shroud here. Now this will just pull off really easily. Once I pulled the clips out, that came off pretty simple. And then there's a clip in here that I kind of need 2 hands to get to. But that's how that piece comes off, and it's pretty simple All right, now let's take a look inside here, and if you see the light, the wiring harness here, let's see if I can get you that. So here's the wiring harness, and you can see there's a yellow wire that goes across to each light and a green wire that goes across to each light, and that is a better look at that wiring harness, so you can see what that looks like. And then that goes up to our bulbs here. With each one of these bulbs, I want to pull the rubber boots off, and then I can pull the lights out and replace each one of the bulbs. And this is what it looks like with the cover off. And here's the cover. If you can see these, each one of these bulbs has a ring around the outside of it. Let's see if I can twist that with one hand. See how I twist that just a little bit, then that's going to pull right off. That's the cover. And then the bulb can come right out and slide straight out. You want to make sure you never touch that. So that's, if you get any grease on that or oil on that, that will ruin the bulb, and they'll burn out really quickly. So that's one, and we're going to do the same with the other, and we'll replace the bulbs with these. Now these are the same size, they just have a I'm not sure what this is called, it's like a capacitor or something that helps charge the bulbs so it doesn't. Alright, so we got both of the headlights in, and the little rings back on. The little rings are a little tough to get back on there. They come off pretty easily, but certainly are difficult to get back on. You'll notice if the lettering of the aux beam coming up, and little capacitor things here. Then we'll have to put the little boots on. And basically what we're going to do with the boots, we're going to feed these things back through, and then try to get the boot back over the whole thing. And it may take a little bit of doing. I may have to actually modify these a little bit just to go over the top of those, but we'll get them. Now, part I had to sort of cheat a little bit. So you can see the rubber boot here, the bottom's open. I want some coverage, so what I've done is I had to split, because this is a much larger light bulb. I had to split the at the bottom, but it'll still seal around the top there. So I figure that's going to be better than nothing, and it'll keep moisture from accumulating on top of that light. Alright guys, here's what I have done. Now, it was nice enough that they gave me some zip ties. I could zip tie these up to the top here, and those are really solid. They'll stay in place. Then this is just going to go back to its standard connection again, and our headlights are in. Our install is done. Now we just need to put it back up on top. If we look back up here, the thing that I'm also looking to do is that is the hole for where the voltage regulator is plugged into, and so I'm going to disconnect that, and I'm going to install a instead of a voltage regulator or voltage meter, I'm going to install the USB charger. Let's talk about the tools we needed. The tools we need: I got an electric drill. I have a 1 1/8 drill bit. That's a hole saw. I have a Phillips screwdriver. You get a 1 or a 2. A panel tool. You could use a plastic one. I have this metal one I just had around. It has nice soft edges. Don't use a Phillips, or not a Phillips, don't use a flathead screwdriver. You'll end up scratching the paint. And then a 10mm socket, a 5mm, and an 8mm Torx. That's it. All right, and let's get back over here to the scooter. Got a key. Let's start that up. Okay, forgive me for a second. I got to go over and press this button. Okay, there we go. I can see we have lights. Let's check that out. Woohoo! Yes, we have lights. That's going to be awesome to check out at night. And we have high beams. Let's take a look at those high beams, see how bright. Oh my gosh! Yep, those are bright. All right, so we have dual headlights, and they are LED. Super exciting. Get out and try that out tonight and see what that looks like. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Zuma scooter headlights. And you know how the scooter headlight has one headlight on and one headlight off? And it looks like this. You got a single headlight. And there are two headlights. Alright, there's our single headlight, and like magic, we're going to go to dual headlight. 1, 2, 3, boom. Alright, that's dual headlight. So dual headlight's a little bit brighter than a single, but I think, and then from the front, what's that going to look like? Here we go. And from the front, we got dual headlights. Looks a little better. All right, and here is the final product with the LED lights in it. So you can see that is a bit brighter. There is the low beams, and that is the high beams. A significant difference, at least from here. I'm not quite sure if you can tell as much on the camera, but that is significant difference. Much wider as well. Let's take them out for a ride and see what the difference is like out on the road. And this is what it looks like with two headlights. Now my thoughts are to take this a bit further and put on LED headlights. And the reason I like LED headlights is that they're white and it makes things shine a bit more. So let's see if we can find a roadway with a center line and some signs. These are just back roads, because this is fine. There's street lights. All right, out on the road, and for me this is a massive difference. That is on low beam, and it is quite a big difference. Visibility much better. You see the entire street now. And if you look at it, there's a sign over there. That didn't even show up, I don't think, on the last video. At least, well, when I was driving down the street, I didn't really notice those. And you can see the signs on both sides. There was one on the right there, and much brighter. Stop sign just pops out as soon as you come up to it. And here we go. Okay, so what's ours like? Definitely the little dots show up. The signs are super bright. That helps me to be able to see them. Then I can see the lights, the lines a little better, the dots a little better. Anyways, it's a vast improvement over the original lights for sure. And to put the LED headlights in, now there's a lot of traffic going, so it's going to be hard to really tell right now. As you can see, my headlight is not super effective. I can see a little bit of a glow in the pavement in front of me, and the reflectors are reflecting a little bit, but not a great deal. You can see the crosswalk lights up a little bit. Pretty good. It's a lot. I feel like that right there, you can see those lights, those lines, they look like lights show up. Actually, I'll go down this street and you can see, wow, school zone really shines. It's a massive difference, guys. And I'm not sure how well it shows up on video, but for me, this is a massive improvement and so well worth it. Worth the price. So the price of these bulbs, two bulbs, I think they were about 60 bucks, so $30 a piece. Really, that's pretty cheap. I think 60 bucks well spent from Oxbeam. They've got a lot of options. I've bought tons and tons of headlights from them, and I'm definitely not sponsored from them, but they've been fantastic. Oxbeams, lights get online. You can also get them on Amazon. I've just had good luck. I've never had a problem with them. I usually buy direct instead of from Amazon, just because if I ever do have a problem, like I got the wrong lights one time, I just called them up. They said, oh yeah, that's what you ordered, but we get it, and just send us the amount for shipping, and we'll send you a new set of bulbs and just give the other ones away. And I thought that was super cool. So instead of me having to send them back, they just sent me a new set and said, give the other ones away as a present. And I did. That's fantastic. So cool. I did the wrong combo there, guys. That's it. 2014 Yamaha Zuma headlight upgrade. Boom.